Dan.
Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
Wet.
Moist.
Moist, yeah, moist.
And
Blimey.
I mean, how much rain you've had?
45, 50 mil in North Lincolnshire overnight.
In old language, what's that? A couple of inches?
Over 2 inches. No, 2 inches.
And they say an inch of rain on an acre of land is 60,000 gallons of water.
Yeah, well, it's all there this morning. I've driven from Market Raising to Leeds this morning, and it's grim.
Yeah,
it's grim. We live not in a watermill, but there's a watermill on site, and I can see why they built it there now.
Right.
Blimey, it's wet.
Is it? Right.
It's wet.
And there's a lot of spuds in the ground out there still.
Spuds, yeah. Yeah, the investment in spuds, huge, sat in the ground, on what promises to be quite a high price year. Spuds are trading at, well, spuds this last week have been trading at sort of 250, 280 a tonne, and that's there's going to be a jump in that on Monday morning, that is for sure.
Right.
Scotland, they can't move, and the UK, yeah, a lot of the south got the potatoes up in the south, but there's still a lot to do.
Yeah.
So very serious for those boys.
So obviously your son Tom.
Yep. Yeah.
Tom's
Joey,
potatoes.
Tom and Joey. Yeah.
I mean, how's that going to impact them with their potatoes for chip shops?
It's very simple. They will have to pay more money for them. That's the easy bit. The difficult bit is persuading the customers to pay more money for them.
Yeah.
And that's always, there's no change to that. There's no change to that. So that will be their challenge Monday morning.
Yeah. So I mean, here we are in this blooming weather. So I don't know. It seems a little bit ironic talking about what a normal year would be, but maybe in terms of what you do with Bionature and the products you provide, maybe it's worth just having a little chat around. Typically in a good autumn, what a program with you might look like, and what you're trying to do, and then let's have a look at where we are now, with the reality of now, and what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's blackgrass is the talking point that people wait till now traditionally to start drilling their winter cereals because of the blackgrass, and of course they're not going to be able to. So that has a knock on for everyone, because what do farmers do with the seed? What do they do? What do they do with the chemicals that they the preems? What they get? All that sort of stuff. Massive impact for us as well. We feed these crops little and often, so it's not helping anyone. And of course, with commodity prices as they are, is also not helping everyone. And it just frustrates everybody that they need to get their wheat drilled, and this is going to have an impact. So those guys who have got it drilled, who knows? Maybe in a week or two's time, they may be able to get on and put their delta on and start this rooting process and enhance their crop, because there's no two ways about it. The commodity prices, they have to get the best out of what they've got. So the delta is their first call there, and then going forward, we don't know whether we're going to get more winter crops drilled now, or whether everyone's going to have to move on to spring cropping. So we've got to revisit that probably when the weather lets us. Because it's all unknown.
Yeah, and it's so challenging. When you think what June was like, and as dry as anything, and now we're here, in October, and it's so wet.
Yeah, people were drilling oilseed, would not drill in oilseed rape because it was so dry, and but that's the UK weather. 2019 was very similar. very similar.
So where people have got wheat in, I mean, in terms of, you know, if they can get back on the land, you're talking about putting Delta on, and what stage is the ideal first dose of Delta?
Yeah, I mean, when people can travel sensibly on their two leaf stage.
Okay.
And at this timing, you would go with 5 litres a hectare of Delta K. It's there, it's on the shelves, it's on Frontier shelves, it's on Agri shelf. 5 litres a hectare is on our shelf. 5 litres a hectare. Pop it on two leaf, one hit, and start the process. Early rooting, enhancing rooting, pulling all those extra nutrients out of the ground, creating more tillers. That's the key.
So it's that root growth, that root establishment, that actually is then the foundations all the way through.
Yeah.
Then when into spring you start to look at further applications.
Yeah, so what will happen is when you've applied your 5 litres of Delta, you've created this root mass, you've created a stronger stem, and you've created more tillers because of the way the Delta works. So then, coming out in the spring, you've then got to feed this bees, or else you're going to lose your tillers, etc. So yeah, early application of Delta.
Yeah. And okay, so if we then got to revert to a spring cropping program, which it looks some are going to
there will be some farmers now who close the door and say, you know, that's it. We'll look at spring cropping.
And then I assume the concept's the same, to get Delta onto there, to get the roots established quick, and actually in some ways as important because you've got a shorter growing season.
Yeah, and it is, but you know, the work we've done over the last 10 years, you know, whether it's your spring barley or your winter wheat, the principles are the same. Early rooting, maximise what's in the soil, utilise what's in the soil, and then also with your prilled nitrogen, you're getting the maximum out of that because you've got a bigger root ball to take it all on. So.
And you know, just to give us some hope, because it was sunny at one stage this year. I mean, so when it's wet, the more developed roots enable better capturing of nutrients, and yet in the summer when it was dry, again those more developed roots actually help in the dry situation because it's able to access more moisture.
It's a double whammy. It's like anything. You've got a bigger root mass, you've got a healthier crop, and that's as simple. And as well, you're building its potential. And you know, if you can pass that farmer a yield increase on, then you know everyone's happy in the room, and that's our ultimate goal.
And actually, you know, farming is all about assessing risk, isn't it? So actually, giving those crops the best possible chance of meeting full potential. You know, and we're all looking for, you know, driving efficiency, driving productivity. We're all under pressure, aren't we, in terms of revenues?
Yeah, revenues, and you know, none of this bag fertilizer is getting cheaper. None of it's happening. You know, so we've got to become more savvy with it. We've got to get its efficiency working properly, and that's what we're doing. You know, we're not wasting any.
Yeah.
As a farmer, you're going to have to start thinking differently.
Absolutely.
And then then you know, give us a call and let's talk about nitrogen use efficiency. Let's talk about getting the best out of what you've got now. And let's talk about late drilling, how to utilise our products.
And is that conversation, I mean, obviously you work with people like Frontier and you work with people like Agri.
Yeah.
So obviously if farmers are doing their agronomy through them, a conversation with their agronomist, but actually ask them about Delta and the Bionature product range.
Yeah.
And you're happy to get involved in those conversations?
Absolutely. The thing is with Frontier and Agri, not all of their agronomists know about it yet.
Okay.
So there's pockets. So I would probably come to me first, and then I can point you. If you're Frontier and Agri customers, I can point you in that right direction to talk to the right people, because they're both big machines with a lot of people, and I can't get around everyone to share what we're doing. Whilst they're both stocking the products, reaching out to everyone is a big job.
Okay, and because every farm's different, every farm's got its own challenges. You work with the farmers to develop a unique program for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do. There's no two farms the same.
Okay.
They've all got different ideas, different needs, and that's why we like that personal touch. Go and have a coffee with the farmer, have a discussion about what their aims and objectives are and how we can help.
And actually, I guess a great case study of this is Tim Lanniman.
Yeah, well, he's our show farmer, and the same rules apply. You know, that it's an open farm. Whoever wants to go up there and have a look and have a listen and go kick some dirt about and see how we do it up there and what we do, everyone's welcome.
Okay, I think that'd be a really interesting.
Yeah, I encourage people to come because it's a bit of a school day, and we do a great lunch.
And I mean, just in case there's people out there who don't know what Tim Lanniman's done, what's he known for?
He's a big yielder. He's achieved 18 tons of wheat, 16 tons of barley, and 7 tons of oilseed rape, all driven by our products.
Okay, and he holds the world record for
all three.
All three.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So there's something going on, and it's well worth a trip.
So Mark, if people want to check out more about what Bionature does and the products you provide, where can they go and find that out?
Website, so bionatureagriculture.com. Everything's on there. We've actually got a lovely product guide, so we can send that out to people. Have a look what we're doing. We can post that out to people. Let them engage, or give me a call.
Your number is?
My number is.
Can you remember?
I don't give this to everyone. 07950 313 704.
Great stuff. Right, thank you, Mark.
Thank you.